pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It was over there. They moved it on us. That's all right.
Both work.
All right, I guess we'll get into roll call.
Okay, thank you. We're going to come to order for December 27th, Cape May Beach Safety Committee meeting, roll call. Stephen Steger.
Here.
Thank you. Christine DiDonato, I am here. Lorraine Baldwin.
Here.
Harry Back. Sarah Werner. Alex Coulter or Michael Eck. Tom Medvecki.
Present.
Excellent. Eric Przenski. Roy Sundstrom. Katie Rafter. Here. Excellent. And Yogi Kurt.
Here.
Excellent.
And
Okay.
Lou Belasco's
Oh,
here as
and
well.
Lou.
Our
Lou, thank you
deputy
for
city.
being here. Okay, so, Steve, I'm going to just go quickly, two things. First, meeting for, it's not September minutes, apologies. It was for October's minutes. Did anyone have anything that they would like to change or correct? Okay.
Yep.
Motion to approve?
Approve.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. And Steve, I'm going to hand it over to you 1 second. So just, we were supposed to look at this for the last meeting, but we did not have our November meeting. So as of now, we are scheduled or slated to have the meetings for the last, or the fourth Wednesday of every month, if everyone is still okay with that. If there are meetings where there are 5 months, I'll write out the schedule and I will send it out. If anyone has an issue with it, please let me know, but I will confirm that it'll be the fourth Wednesday of each month.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
good with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, I guess we'll move on to the subcommittee review and kind of looking at, our 2023 goals. And I guess we'll start off with the PA system. I don't know if Lorraine, if you have anything you want to talk about that. It's pretty much, not really much has been going on other than the project's going to start, I guess,
Yeah.
sometime this spring.
Yeah, it's been awarded. Lou, you might have a better update. I think it was mid-January.
January 23rd.
They were going to start
to
on.
begin.
Oh, they're starting January 23rd of this year?
Yep.
I mean, 2023.
2023, yeah.
Nice.
And hoping for
That's a good update.
everything to be completed before the start of this summer.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, well before the start of the summer.
Yeah.
That's good. That's been a big one for a while. It's good that we're, got some movement on that.
Can I make a suggestion that we have some planned announcements written out? Because last year we did them, we just wrote them as I was reading them.
You're talking about the open house for the.
Yeah, all the announcements are going to go
Yeah.
on, anything we have to do.
I think that comes,
Yeah.
really kind of comes down to either KC, because there's going to be 2 stations now, Convention Hall as well as headquarters.
Okay.
Yeah.
And depending on, if it's kind of like a public service thing or.
They've kind of had
emergency.
the same message for like years. I don't think
Yeah.
they've ever updated. It's always been, good morning, welcome, beach
Yeah.
tags, swim near lifeguards, stuff like that. Since you kind of, put the idea out there, it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of freshen up the daily message.
Yeah, bring it to the millennium, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like, hey, go for more information, go to CapeMayBeachPatrol.org or stuff like that. Kind of throwing the website out there and stuff, or any other public safety, items.
Off the
that-
boardwalk by 10
Yeah.
o'clock.
With, their demonstrations. and
It could
what
be a
have-
recording. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to, a live person doesn't have to do it every single day.
Yeah, I can think of somebody who might be able to record it.
You do have the voice for it.
You
Otherwise.
do have a voice for it.
So
Yeah,
how-
yeah,
I just
there
don't
you
have the
go.
recording equipment for it. I used to.
I thought you
Yeah,
said you couldn't
uh-huh.
read.
Yeah,
I'm sure Joe McLaughlin could help with that, probably.
yeah.
He's probably got the equipment to do something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be.
I mean, they do it every day anyway.
But
so-
once everything is up and running.
Yeah.
At that point, between Harry Back and
Yeah.
Casey, I think that get a few people on.
Yeah, now that it's a new system.
They still play the Star Spangled Banner and everything every morning?
No.
No.
That's in Wildwood. Isn't it in Wildwood, right?
Yeah.
The Coast
Coast Guard does.
I think I
love
hear
it.
it from, to my house
Yep.
some days when the wind blows.
It's my
yeah.
favorite part of the
Hear it
day.
every morning.
It is. I love it. I can hear it.
We stop on the tennis courts when they're playing that. All of us women
Really?
stop. If we
Great.
hear it, if the
Can
wind's
hear it all
blowing
the way
right.
down there?
Yeah.
If
I
the
can
wind's
hear it out
blowing
at
right,
my
you can
house
hear it.
on Turnpike.
Yeah, it all depends which way the wind's blowing. That's why I thought it was coming from the promenade.
Yeah, no.
Huh, okay.
But that does serve a secondary purpose of making everybody stop. And then the announcement that immediately follows that is that bikes must leave the boardwalk.
Great idea, though.
So you have them all stopped at attention,
You got their attention.
Yeah,
and you tell them now is the time to exit the boardwalk.
I like that.
yeah.
We could do something similar to that. And this system will be obviously, it's going to be upgraded, it's newer. So it'll give us a greater ability to, we foresaw doing weekly type announcements that, this week in Cape May, we're going to have the movie Jaws on the beach.
Movies on the beach,
This on,
yeah.
this going on at the, hopefully Lafayette Street Playground at some point, just a running kind of weekly update.
Yeah,
As
that'd be
well
great.
as the standard announcements that Yogi was talking about.
Yeah. And then if, the conditions are bad, like real stormy or wavy, I mean, that would be up to the discretion of the beach patrol. They can make like an additional announcement to use it, added caution due to the conditions.
Yellow flags hanging, or whatever.
Something,
Bikes off the boardwalk.
Yeah.
That's, I think they do it at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon now in Wildwood. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they used to, what, 10 o'clock was
Yeah,
it?
it used to always.
yeah,
be
it comes
10
on
o'clock.
like promptly at like 9:30, I
Yeah.
believe, if I recall. It's always the same time, promptly at 9:30.
So if the Beach Safety Committee has any suggestions as to standard messaging that they would like to see on there, I'd love to hear it. We can pass that
Come up with
along.
something.
Yeah, we'll
You can come up with something.
put something out there, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing is just now that the beach patrol has, a little more up-to-date website, definitely getting that out there, that keepmybeachpatrol.org has a lot more information on there. They can go to that.
Hey, Steve, what about another subcommittee instead of having, because basically the PA system subcommittee is
Coming
pretty
to
much
an end.
coming
Yeah,
to
we,
a
I
close.
mean, now that the PA system's, obviously up and running and it's gonna be done, we don't really need to
Have a subcommittee that will look at the different announcements.
announcements. Okay. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, has anybody got anything else?
From,
Message.
yeah, no, but separate from the message, I think for with what Yogi was saying, with, just in reference to announcements, it's different what we're talking about, but I think we do want to plan, as we're doing doing the PA systems and everything else we're doing to get out, what it is we're doing,
Yeah.
like publicly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it sounds like the PA system's kind of off and running, so it's just a matter of now utilizing it with whatever kind of messages we want to put out there, but we could definitely kind of refine this to be, public safety announcements via PA system.
Mhm.
Kind of go from that. And that would kind of check that box for that one, but,
I'm seeing two people right here that would be great being on it.
yeah.
Because your background's in marketing. And Yogi, I don't know.
There you go. Gonna get another job.
I can do it, he can speak.
Yeah.
You're right, I'll say it.
Okay. All right, anything else there, or do we want to move on to beach replenishment?
Yeah, I think we can move on to beach replenishment. I guess Lorraine, I'll let you
Yeah.
kind of spearhead that discussion.
Sure, and then it's the reason why Lou's here as well tonight. We met, we put the RFQ together, and then really kind of the ball's in Lou's court, and he's kind of taken it from what the subcommittee has done and taking it beyond that.
Yeah, we should have a resolution prepared and bid and qualification specs completed by tomorrow, and they would be ready to be put on the reorganization meeting.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
And then I guess this will be, posted to the city's website, I guess, for
Yes,
when it's
yeah.
on it, I suppose.
Yeah, and whenever we post something up there, it automatically sends out email blasts to anybody that has signed up public contractors are pretty good with signing themselves up for those types of notices, so it should get a pretty
They already
wide audience.
subscribe, basically, is what you're saying. Gotcha, cool. Yep. For those, that I guess it's just bring you guys up to speed, this is the document that we've been kind of waiting to get together in order to go out to bid for coastal engineering services and stuff like that. So this kind of sets the stage for, you know, who we're looking for, what their scope of work is, and that, basically that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, it's not like a project specific, basically. They'll just always, I guess, be on call, so to speak, for whatever this group deems that we need help with or whichever. So yeah, it's good that we got this together finally. This is a lot of, yeah, it's a lot, it's been, we put a lot into that, so that's good. That's good progress on that. Yeah, other than that, I mean, basically, once we find a suitable firm to take the job, then we'll be able to go to work with them and see what they can find out, basically. So,
And their goal then would be to kind of investigate the shore break situation, the design.
yeah, I guess so, shoreline
Inlets,
stabilization, is that
jetties.
kind of how we phrased it?
Yeah, they would review all of the surveys and take a look at, you know, the shoreline, you know,
Look at
that sort of
modeling
thing.
and stuff.
We would do something specific, probably gear something a little bit more specific as far as maybe doing like a demonstration project, depending on what the, you know, what their recommendations are, because we really don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And based off their findings, whenever that would be, would determine the next
Then we take it
steps.
back to city council and then, yeah.
It's crazy. I was telling Steve and Lorraine, when I was in California, they've done it out there. They've to change the jetty so the sand stays where it belongs, and when it shifts to where it's supposed to belong. And it's crazy as it seems, but Oceanside made it work. But it's a different situation there. I was telling Lorraine, when you go out our jetty, it's about 30, 40 feet. When you go out Oceanside, it's 300 feet. Makes a big difference because we'd have to keep moving that sand because our jetty is a major thoroughfare for commercial fishing,
Yeah.
sport fishing, whatever, so. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so whatever they find out, basically, whatever recommendations they make, then the city can go to the Army Corps and, you know, that could be the next project in lieu of other things or several things, but this is the first step, so it's good that we got that taken care of. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to add to it?
I don't think so.
Yeah. If anything, Lou, you want to add to the beach replenishment topic, other than what we just talked about?
No, not on the beach replenishment topic, no.
Okay. All right, I guess we'll move on to, unless anybody has anything else they want to talk about that. I guess 2023 goals and planning. So basically, I guess on that, the big thing for that, I guess we're gonna be working on, probably the first thing would be coming up with and I have parts of it drafted already, but I don't have it ready for, you know, to show anybody yet, but, our marketing plan for what our outreach is gonna be for the upcoming summer. Basically, if we go to work this winter, we can probably get it all ready by the spring, and we can have everything ready to go to hotels and stuff like that. We're gonna be most likely doing some kind of, video in probably June. That's probably the best time to do it. We haven't identified who's gonna do the video. Do you have any luck with talking with Sam?
I talked to Sammy Best, and he thought, his first reaction was, they would love to do it. The kids would love to do something like that. And he suggested that we get the superintendent we talked to him and let him make the presentation to that class. He said, if I was still there, I'd jump right on it. Because the kids need this kind of work.
Yeah.
I said, Sam, it's gonna be 3-4 minutes, max. And he said, no, it's a great idea. So, and if we need anything, I know he'll make a few phone calls if we need to. But my thought was, maybe have Lorraine call the school, talk to the superintendent. You as a city official have a hell of a lot more clout than we do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but.
Well, I mean, it's,
You can initiate the
yeah,
project.
It's-
basically.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
But Sam thinks it's a great idea. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, get me the information and I'll
okay. we'll do.
absolutely follow up on that.
Well, and which I think brings us to Tom. Tom, thank you so much for putting together what you have for the lifeguard education outreach program. This is fantastic. It's exactly what we've been looking for, and I personally very much appreciate you doing the work, because, you know, if we're not doing these things separate outside this meeting, we know they're not getting done. So, do you want to just do a quick overview?
Yeah, absolutely. Gave you guys, last year, we kind of had the initial idea, and I put together what would be like by grade band. And then since then, we kind of talked about maybe taking this as 2 visits, which the first would kind of pitch beach safety. The second would review that, but also go into the junior guards to try and create a little bit more participation through that program, which could then further the educating of the public on the beach safety with more junior guards trained. So I sent that out, and that kind of breaks it down again by grade band, but also by first visit versus second visit. And then at the top, I put up some potential resources we could use, just a matter of where that money could come from and some estimated costs. Those numbers could go up. The stickers really aren't that much. The more you order, the cheaper they are per piece. So I think the difference between 500 and 1,000 was not, a double of the price. Maybe like another 30 or 40 bucks.
You just need somebody to do the artwork and basically
Yeah.
and everything for order, pretty much.
Exactly. And that would be the same thing for T-shirts too, if we wanted to go that route. Maybe make the stickers and that kind of have the same premise, purpose, design. I don't want to change things too much, but the more people are seeing it, the more, any one thing isn't going to make a big difference, but the continuous message, the continuous flyers, the continuous repetition of that same image, that same beach patrol, kind of pushing it back to the website, solidify the idea that it's like one source. I think that's what we need. Yeah, but all that can be tweaked, changed. Just kind of up to the beach patrol to see what kind of staffing they have at this time of year and what they
It's hard.
are willing to put up. But I can get this to them, and I can help whoever ends up doing it kind of push these messages, how to say it, how you would form a presentation for it. Also make contact with the schools to try and set up a schedule with their administration if, one larger assembly or just multiple classrooms.
Small
for shorter
classrooms, like
periods,
a
which
help.
I think would be better. Wouldn't disrupt the teacher's day. They can just kind of come in, take 20 minutes, and then move to the next class, rather than one large auditorium presentation. But again, that would come down to, I don't want to overstep on the beach patrol, kind of allow the administration there to dictate who's around and what they would like to do.
Do you think 2 dates are still feasible? Like an earlier one in the year, and then as it gets closer to summer, or do you,
Yeah, I mean, these programs do exist, and for, fire department will come in, the police department will come in to do multiple, they do a longer program of over like 6 or 8 weeks. So for lifeguards to come in it'd be a much smaller presentation. It would not take a whole lot of time. I think it's completely doable. We just have to do the legwork of creating a schedule with that administration. Something, the earlier they know, the more feasible it is.
so what do we, so, Tom, you've put a lot of work in this, and I know that as a subcommittee, we've met. I'd like to get concrete answers as to how do we figure out, obviously, we have not put a lot of money into, we haven't asked for anything as a committee at this point. How do we figure out what feasible monies are there, A, and then B, how do we submit the curriculum and request the dates? Because again, it's December, this time goes very quickly in between. What are the steps that we can help to support? What can we do, or
I think
what do we need
it's
to figure
completely
out?
reliant at first on the beach patrol. So we need to get confirmation that people would be available and that those individuals,
And that's why, Tom, I just gave that to Ed.
Okay.
So he has the curriculum, because you were talking about, fire or the lifeguards. So maybe reaching out to Harry as well,
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
but we,
And-
I mean, again, we need some action on that. Tom has done a lot here, and, you know, we're waiting for answers where that is concerned, and, you know,
Yeah,
I
if
just
we
want to,
get- If we get confirmation that the beach patrol's like, yeah, we have these individuals available, we can get them, you know, in for those
Is-
days, they can get paid for those days, you know, they'll be doing work on, I don't know if they'd be in session or not, you know, if it's before preseason, so those types of details, but, you know, that they'd be going in, which 2 people or 3 people, if I could meet with them beforehand, go over all those details, I can take care of that. I would just need the beach patrol to say, yes, you have these people, and they'll go in, and then we can kind of prep them for it. And once I have that confirmation, I can even talk to the school administrators, and with my own school, I can set up that schedule, no problem.
Okay.
With Lower Township, I'd have to talk to their principals and kind of assist in making a schedule for them, or with them.
okay.
But-
So I'm going to take the onus on Lorraine and myself to speak to Harry and build a concrete something there, because again, we need an answer, and you've put all this time and you've offered your work and your free time. So I think you and I can speak to Harry and figure out what we can do there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We will,
As well as the fire and rescue. So I think
That's all?
it's a collaborative, I think it
Okay.
should be a collaborative effort as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll talk to him about support persons, funding, and is that reasonable? Okay.
Yeah. The funding that we still have left for the 2022 budget is, I think it's like $5,100. So, okay.
Okay,
Okay, I'm going to go back there. So again, sorry to be a pest, but it's December. We need to figure out what is our plan for the videos? We know that Sarah was going to try to work on them. That's not going to happen. I'd like to have a concrete plan in the next 30 days of how we're going to execute that.
I guess this month we'll reach out to Lower, or Lorraine, or
Yep.
somebody on
Yeah,
this
I mean,
committee will
I'll
reach
get
out.
Sammy, I'll get Sammy to tell us exactly who Lorraine needs to speak to.
Okay.
And I'll help you with that, Lorraine.
Yep.
It's not a problem.
Yeah, we'll
And
get
then
together.
that basically starts from that, and once you engage the high school and whatever students they can give
Mm-hmm.
us, or whatever, however they have to, however they gotta do it, we just gotta tell them what our timeline is.
Yeah.
They're gonna be limited,
we-
obviously, you
we-
can't film anything right now.
But we also have to have the, exactly what we're doing. We're updating the existing videos that we have, but are we adding anything else? So I know that you're part of that subcommittee. I'm not part of that.
Yeah.
But all of that information needs to be,
If we have the
needs to be
ability to
provided.
meet with the, I don't know, you know, if it's during school hours or after hours or
Mm-hmm.
however, I mean, as long as we get an audience with whoever at the school and we can engage the students, then we can take care of that part. A little bit's gonna be creative work on their side to look at what we already have.
Sure.
And improve it. They're just gonna have to kind of, I mean, unfortunately, I think this project is gonna probably bleed into the summertime. And this is where I don't know if we're gonna have them available or not. Because the actual filming is gonna have to take place, I guess the earliest would be June, I would imagine.
some might be able to be
Maybe
done
in May.
sooner than that, but yeah.
Um,
Additionally, I think I would love to have video. I don't know what we're allowed to do in a school or what you're allowed to show with children, but I at least would love to have somebody, videoing what you're doing, Tom, and what the Beach Patrol are doing, and putting some of that on the website as well. I know we can show you, I don't know what we can do with kids per se, but at least we,
Yeah. Usually if it's from the
The
back of
back.
the room going
Yeah.
forward, you
Okay.
can't necessarily tell who anyone is, but that may not be an official thing, so that's, we'd have to look into.
Or something?
What's that?
They need like waivers or something?
Yeah, the schools usually have them and know who can be and can't be, so that's something that, if that was gonna happen,
okay.
administration would be able to approve or deny.
But in the event we talk to the school and for whatever reason they can't do it, then we'll just reach out to a local videographer or somebody that can do it and then just pay them for what they're doing.
The other thing, the technical high school, I believe that they have some sort of a television production
I'm sure they do.
Might be another avenue.
We could go, go talk to both of them.
Right.
I mean, like.
I'd like to
first, I
start with Lower first,
guess, Start
but,
with Lower, see
Yeah.
what they could
Yeah.
do.
yeah,
And then if, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out with them, we go to the technical school.
Yep.
And if it doesn't work out with any of that, then
and we'll have to
you just hire somebody
figure
to
out.
do it.
Mhm.
I mean, I prefer to, utilize the local youth on this,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Be a good project for them. They do stuff like this, that's basically a fake scenario. This is a real scenario that they could actually apply it with. So it'd be a good project for them. I think it's just a matter of working within the timeframes of the school calendar.
Good exposure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll follow up with that, we'll get some answers this month, and at least we'll know which direction that's gonna head. But I don't foresee it being too complicated to get an answer. I guess we'll move on to any discussions we wanna have on, we kind of talked about it, but any 2023 goals and planning?
So we, last year, one of our goals was to work on beach access with the mats and all, and I think we've, sort of accomplished what we wanted to there. So I think that's, we kind of put that to bed, and we're looking for, what other needs are out there, right?
Basically, it's, and part of the marketing stuff too, is basically just creating an outreach to local hotels and accommodations. Basically kind of getting their feedback on what they need, like what are some of the common questions that the guests have or concerns or whatever. Kind of pull that information and then that can kind of, I mean, this is something we can do over the winter time too, when they're not that busy, and they have time to talk with us.
Right.
That's kind of what we can do to kind of steer what kind of marketing material, what we want to change or add. I mean, a lot of it's pretty straightforward with brochures and the website and stuff like that, but maybe there's another medium we use to kind of specifically target the hotel and the accommodation people, but that's the thing that we don't really know, is what do they need from the city to help with that beyond brochures, or if that's just enough, and it's just a matter of delivery.
So the question is, do we create the brochures first and bring them to them, or get the feedback and then, because Katie and I were trying to work on that, and we kind of we were looking for a little more input, which we kind of didn't happen, so I'd like to pick that back up now.
Yeah,
Is that,
probably like a subcommittee meeting on that, and then with three of us kind of come up with something,
okay,
and then,
I think it makes sense to wait for the feedback
okay.
before you create it.
I mean, so I do not have relationships so much, if there's, like, even if there's one or two persons within, who have hotels or the businesses here, maybe we just do a one-on-one with them first, go and have a conversation. If anyone has those relationships, would like to use that to just
I got some
set it
people
up,
we
or,
talk to.
okay,
Maybe we just do that, maybe we pick like panel of 5, talk to 5 of them, just get a sense of what they could use,
okay, that's
big
reasonable.
to small, and, go from there, whether if it's a paper item, if it's a digital item, that's the question we need to ask.
Okay, so Steve, today's December 28th, we know people are still on vacation and things up through the first week of January. Do you think we could, Katie and I will get together and but I'd like to have those conversations, if possible, by the next meeting?
Could try.
Try
I'm
to.
personally not gonna be here for most of the month of January.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the case with a
So-
lot. But if you have them, I don't mind Katie and I going and
Yeah,
just
I
doing a
mean,
couple
we can
of
set
them.
them up.
Okay.
So there's at least some work can get done, and I'll be back too for a couple weeks. I'm not completely gone.
Okay.
We can set it up that we get it done that time,
Thank you.
and then kind of roll it out.
At least a
in
few of them,
February.
and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Now, are you going to find these people in the hotel industry and talk to them to get their input of what they've heard have been the problems? Okay. That's what I thought.
So what do they need? Like,
Or what do
Yeah.
they need,
well,
yeah,
what's the common concern? What's the common questions?
and the common complaint. I mean,
Right.
that's the biggest thing, I would think.
Maybe it's a map, maybe people are lost which beach to go to, certain accessibility points, certain beaches that are better to handicap people,
Wheelchairs.
showers, bathrooms, these are all
Bathrooms,
like
yep.
common things.
Yeah, how to get a wheelchair.
Yeah, how to get a
Yep.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most common searched thing on the website is wheelchair information. So, that and just general safety information. But, basically, I mean, what I think, I mean, the rack card's great, but maybe come up with like a, I don't know, like a Beach Patrol produced 5-page booklet or something like that that has a little more information. Map of the city, not map of the city, but map of the beach
beaches.
area. Where lifeguard headquarters is, that kind of thing. It's basically.
I think they go
all
with all
that,
beach
kinda
tags.
expand it. What's that?
I think those go with all beach tags.
They do.
They do,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, those small cards, yeah.
I mean, it could have information on beach tags on it if it's,
Sure.
if it's not I mean, I know most hotels have a commercial one now, but, basically anything, information relating to the beach,
Mm-hmm.
safety, access, and just general information, that's probably what they're gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what we're gonna have to create, something like that.
Yeah.
And, all right. I'm gonna jump back for beach and surf zone safety. The other part is, so last year we did a appreciation for the beach patrol. This year we'd like to do it for the services of Cape May in appreciation, Ed. So, you know, we did it for the beach patrol, but last year we'd like to do police. People came from both police and fire last year, but, do we want to do that before, like the week before 4th of July or possibly the week after? I think that's something to think about. Dates, because I'd like to solidify that now. I think part of what we need to do as a committee, again, is start getting our announcements out, you know, early and
Like dates.
consistently.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be more effective that way.
I think the time we did it last year was perfect.
Yeah.
But this time around, maybe just we'll have like a table on Promenade, kind of directing people where to go, and then we'll have, hopefully by then, which we should, we'll have all this material we're talking about that will be available for
Right.
distribution, whatever.
Flags out there for an
Maybe
open
we'll have
house.
Stuff that you use for the educational outreach stuff, T-shirts, stickers,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Just more stuff to kind of give out and kind of show and tell, so to speak, but.
And I did like that we did it on the Sunday. I thought that was kind of nice. So
Yeah.
4th of July this year is on a Tuesday. So we can look at the Sunday potentially,
The second.
the 25th, the 2nd, or the 9th. Just keeping those dates in mind.
Doesn't the Star and Wave have some part of that paper that's designated to local press or publicity that we can put something in there once a week? I mean, just to start to wet the whistle. So, my main thought is for the non-believers of this committee, and there are non-believers, you all know that. You know, it's been going on, it's going on, nothing's getting done. Let them know, let the taxpayers and the voters know that something's going on here. If it's a paragraph every week, it's in the paper, it's in the paper. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
We can sit here, talk about this, but you take notes on everything. If you could just come up with a paragraph, shoot it into the Star and Wave, I mean,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
news that's in that paper. Now, our stuff has to be more important and more interesting than their stuff, really.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, what's being accomplished?
Just
Right.
every week. I don't
Yeah.
care where it's at, in the first couple pages, of course, but.
Maybe like a monthly address, so to speak.
I-
This is what we- this is what we
I-
did this week.
I have, if she can collate all the information we do at this meeting once a month and make 4 paragraphs out of it for 4 weekly pieces in the paper, it gets people thinking, talking, and maybe they have ideas.
I'm happy to do that. I would say, you know, I probably would start it in March, not that January, February is fine, but I think that's when people will start looking
Yeah.
towards, you know.
Absolutely.
Sort of getting bright, you know, signing her out, stuff like that. It's a good idea. It's kind of like a monthly news bulletin on what the
Yeah,
committee's up
yeah,
to.
what we're doing.
Plus, maybe even doing something on the website. I know that, you know, we take a look at, you know, outside publications, things like that, but a lot of people do go to our website as well.
Well, we do have a committee page on the website. We
Right.
could just put our monthly updates on that somehow.
Uh-huh.
If it's like a Word doc you can download off of the site or whatever, kind of similar how people can see the agendas and stuff.
Yep.
maybe
Well-
that's where that lives.
We also have a breaking news section that goes along the bottom, where we could put it up there for a week or so and just have it, flow along with that. If it's written as like a press release, then that works out perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, any press releases, we can,
Well, it's awareness.
send it
I
in.
mean, you
It
have to
is.
make People, we can sit here and
Put,
talk.
we can put it out on the website, out on Facebook. There,
Yeah.
Casey does that a lot. So,
All right, well, maybe that will.
I think
put it under
that's gonna hit
marketing.
more people, like going out on the website, the Cape May City page. Probably hit more people than,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's got a broader reach.
You think so?
Because the others that we're talking about, local newspapers, their reach is typically within.
Just
this
within the-
General area and people that are already invested in the community. By going out on social media and within our own website, you'll hit the casual viewer that might not even have ever been to Cape May.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I like
I
it.
will look at that. I'll put
Maybe
that
this
towards.
committee will come up with like what the monthly message is gonna be or something
I
like
like
that.
that.
And we'll kind of put it in the form of like I guess a press release, so to speak. Not like
Okay.
an official one, but
Yeah,
whatever we want to put on whatever medium we want.
excellent.
Yeah, I think that would kind of hit the base with what you're trying to do. Just a monthly update, basically, what we're up to.
Okay.
Good idea.
That would definitely work.
Have you announced the PA system yet, or?
I don't think we have, no.
Yeah.
That can be the
Great.
first
I
thing.
heard it on a radio ad once. Like, I don't know which one, I just was
What, the
listening to
PA
radio.
system?
Yeah.
Oh, it might have
they made
been-
This was like a month ago.
Might have been the news when we approved it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
like
it
kind
was,
of,
yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's out there.
I didn't hear it, but good.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically, for the marketing stuff on that point, that's basically the next step. So we'll get together, the three of us, whoever's part of the subcommittee, and we'll kind of iron out more hard deadlines and what kind of stuff we need, but we'll have those conversations, hopefully this upcoming month or at the latest February. Definitely in those 2 months, we got to have the discussions, but I think the marketing material will get turned around pretty quickly. So,
Okay.
I think that's all I have. Anybody else have anything to add to that?
I think, yeah, the only other thing is that the second annual, July 2nd, I kind of like that weekend,
Okay.
just a thought. And there were some ideas that other people had as far as what else we could do, because we did the lifeguard demonstration, the fire rescue, you guys were there. Is there anything else that we need to be doing? We're looking at a breakfast, anything additional?
Well, we talked
I know you
about,
had
there was a
some ideas.
lifeguard demonstration that we had last time. We talked about a junior guard demonstration as well, potentially. Or maybe you do a junior guard lifeguard competition. I don't know, that might be fun. Something that just draws
That would be-
attention to it. Any thoughts there, Tom?
Tom, yeah.
Launching the wave runner would be cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah.
You can involve the police and fire with the wave runners,
Oh, that's good.
you know? And, Eddie, if you can spare a fire engine, just out in front of the.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Headquarters with a ladder up,
Draw attention.
it just draws attention.
With a
Exactly.
rescue truck or something?
Yeah, something,
Yeah, I'm sure.
yeah.
Not a problem.
People are into that stuff. They just watch the news. People are into it. They see a fire engine, they gravitate towards it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought that the people that happened to, kind of stumble on it were interested and stayed and watched things, but I think getting it out there ahead of time.
Yeah.
Whether it's through like our hotel contacts or something.
If you just say, hey, rescue demonstration at X time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
kind of like hype that up,
Right.
And then people can go down there and watch it if they want to see it
Mm-hmm.
in action.
I almost want to say you should pitch it for kids. It's a family resort, Cape May.
Yeah.
Everybody here has, it's coming here. Majority of them are going to have kids, and they're going to want to get out of the hotel. And if there's something that's going on, and there's fire trucks and sirens and
Yeah.
lights involved, you're going to get a good number of them. Like,
Right.
I mean, I know I would.
Put some kids in front of Uncle Bill's every weekend with an invitation to it. He's got more kids there than you could shake. a stick at. I mean, it's all kids. But I mean, you just have to give them some, and you just have to keep reinforcing the idea that we're doing it. They might be here for a week and they might miss it. So what? They're gonna be here next year. Yeah.
I think you also need someone to take lead. Last year was the first one. It was kind of like, we're just trying to figure out what we want, but to have somebody there that's sort of making announcements, leading people, we're gonna go check this out, come down here, and just sort of kind of moving people throughout. Last year felt like some people were uncomfortable, like they didn't know where they could go and what they could do.
Right.
Yeah.
They're in an official, like, building. So can I go in this room? Can I not?
Yeah.
They were very hesitant or tentative.
Need more of a, kind of like a gatekeeper almost.
I think also we'll make an official invitation to the council as well as the mayor and ask them to, you know, to be present, support, and, you know, it should be fun and a little bit, it should be fun, enjoyable, and informative. Excellent, okay.
Okay.
Ed, did you have anything to add there, what, in the fire department?
No, I'm already thinking, like, obviously, we have some water rescue equipment that involves surf rescue, open water, frozen water, and ice rescue. I mean, we have a bunch of equipment and stuff that's a little bit different than, say, the beach patrol, so we can kind of display that out and have guys
I like
there.
it.
I don't think that's a problem at all. I think it'd be fun, just, as Tom said, as long as we had a little bit of guidance and say, okay, this is what is expected or what we want, then not a problem at all. But it's always easy, unless we're completely inundated with calls or something on
Right.
July 4th weekend, it's always easy to bring the crew down and set
Yeah.
something up.
Yeah, I think that'd be, it would definitely help for the attraction, the fire department, beach patrol, rescue demonstrations, that's pretty fun stuff.
Times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we don't have any, like, search and rescue dogs or anything where you could do a demonstration type thing. That would be fun. Bury a child partially and go find them. My dog could do it.
We could contact the county, they might.
So do you want to, we want to do do we want to put a subcommittee together for this?
Yeah.
To
I think it's a
organize? Yeah, because again, last year was the first year, we were kind of creating what we wanted it to be. We would, I think, all like it to be a little more formal, and again, also an appreciation of all the services that are provided by the fire department, by the police department, and by the beach patrol.
Yeah, it's just a good show of force, and then by then, we'll have a lot more material available too, as giveaways, so, it will be good.
Okay, great.
I guess we'll just, whoever wants to be a part of that subcommittee, maybe next meeting, we'll talk about who,
Okay,
as it gets closer, who's gonna be the group that's gonna spearhead that.
okay. Excellent.
Where did like the giveaways and the like stickers and stuff I saw, like where does all that stuff come from?
Technically, it comes from the beach patrol.
Oh, you guys,
Yeah.
okay. You have that stuff?
I don't have anything,
Okay.
but hopefully someone above me would
Okay.
be able to dedicate some of that budget
Okay.
to it. That's part of the questions that we have. I don't know
But
where.
they're already like designed for the most part, like you don't need people to,
Yeah, well, we have like the general Beach Patrol logo, but I don't know if that's something that they would be against sort of passing out. It would make sense if that's gonna be on all the brochures and that's the official kind of symbol. It would make sense if that's the one that we're
okay.
putting out to people. But again, I don't want to overstep there. That wouldn't be my call.
Okay.
This may have been covered before, so you have to apologize if I'm repeating, but I know the USLA has a whole bunch of stuff that you can print out, and, it's just a matter of whoever's paying for it type of deal, but you can print out coloring books, stickers, swim near lifeguard, bookmarks, all that stuff. It's all on the website, it's all free. They also have you mentioned something earlier about funding. They have a grant program, which is a very simple application. It's not like a government-type grant. For public education stuff. You get like, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000. Seagirt Beach Patrol did one about a video last year, a production, and so it's usually like the application is due in, I say, like March, and then they approve it in April. So it's just, if you check it out on the USA website, you might be able to get an extra couple $1,000s to help with whatever pub ed program you decide to go forward with.
All right,
Take a look
I'll
at it
take
tonight.
responsibility, well, unless you want to, Steve, or Tom, do you want to look it up?
We
Okay.
can talk about it together. I was just gonna do some research with it tonight,
Perfect.
see what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, I mean,
put our heads
if
together.
they have stuff that's already done, then
Oh,
that's a home run right there, that they're willing to mail, what do they do, like, they mail it?
It's all content stuff. It's downloadable sort of
Okay.
PDF stuff.
Right.
They used to disseminate it by the thousands, but the cost became astronomical. So they basically said, okay, here, you have the copyrights all yours. And a lot of local places will take it to, they'll get sponsors to say, hey, we want to print out 1,000 coloring books, will you do that? And they'll put their logo on it. I mean, it's it's an idea. I've been on the board there for a couple decades, so if there's anybody that needs, once you get the application in, just let me know ahead of time before the meeting.
Excellent. And you think okay, we'll take a look at it, but we want to have that organized, so by March, end of February?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that.
That's kind of what we're looking for giveaway stuff, so that worked out nicely.
Probably cover the bases.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, I don't really have anything else to say about the marketing topic.
Okay, so I'll put for the agenda to create a subcommittee for looking at that, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we got basically two new subcommittees. We got the PSA announcements, which, you know, whatever can come out of that. And then I guess the annual Oak Beach Beach Patrol, Beach Safety Open House at Lifeguard Headquarters.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Okay, does anyone have anything else to add?
I just had a question for Ed, if you might know. Junior guards, they don't officially start till, I think, like 9 years old. Is that a USLA like rule, or is there like?
So, yeah, that's a
we add
USL,
something?
that's a USLA rule for competition purposes.
Okay.
But it's interesting that you asked that. At the last meeting in November, there's been a push to actually have a younger age group there. But yeah, that's more of a competition guideline than it is like a program guideline.
So like hypothetically, if the Beach Patrol could or wanted to, we could open it up to younger ages, they just wouldn't be able to compete.
Yeah.
But we could maybe put together a little friendly competition of our own for those young kids or something.
When I was 5 years old, we had the mascot races. And,
Yes.
you know, used to use
Yeah.
stagger rafts as, you know, paddle boards
Okay.
at 5. So, yeah,
Just a thought.
Did you bring that back again?
only if I can compete in them.
The mascot races are so fun. Are you kidding?
Be my mascot if you want.
Be
Yeah, I
mad.
mean, again, this is all stuff, you can hype up the event, you could have something, a version of that or something that, you know, if the conditions are safe, you know?
When does junior guard start? Is that like the third week of June, do you know?
It's usually first, like, it's the month of July, so it'll be like, depending on when that first Tuesday falls.
Okay,
Either right before or right after 4th of July. I feel like it's usually right after.
okay. All right,
Okay.
excellent.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add before we adjourn?
No, I'll just say, you guys, I am very grateful for all of you being here and taking the time. I know this was an odd time to have it between Christmas and New Year's, but very appreciated that you carved the time out, and I feel like we have a good plan moving forward, so thank you.
Yeah, we got a good plan.
Thank you.
All right, I guess I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.